Hello, 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 and welcome to a semi-quasi-impromptu Reading Epic Threads live stream this Sunday, May 23rd, 4:09 p.m. Central Standard Time. First of all, I'd like to give a big shout out to my brother-in-law, Caesar. It is his birthday today, so thank you very much for being my brother-in-law, Caesar, and happy birthday. So it's going to be kind of a short stream today because, as some of you probably know, I am a bit severely under the weather. I'm going to be seeing the doctor tomorrow, and I'm going to be hopefully getting my hands on a Z-Pack. It's a respiratory infection of some kind or another. It's gotten worse. It had to get worse before it got better, I guess, and I finally bit the bullet and scheduled an appointment to see a doctor via telemedicine. So in any event, thank you, those of you, for all of your well wishes. Thank you so very much. A quick shout out to Kathy for this lovely box that she sent my sister. By the way, in case you don't notice, I am sitting here at the Angel Paste World Headquarters. I want to apologize in advance for this stream being a little bit on the short side, but I need to basically wrap myself back up in a blanket. Now, there's something you guys need to know about Angel Paste. I am at the World Headquarters. One of these bottles is scented orange. Another one is scented tangerine. I don't know which is which, but I rather braggadociously said that I knew for a fact that there was in fact no difference between tangerine and orange. I still believe that to be the case. However, before I leave the stream today, I will be smelling both of them to see if I can tell the difference. All right, now let's say hello to the few people who are in here on this lovely Sunday afternoon. JC Bird, Decree, Alicia Del Coco, and Richard Rohrer. Thank you, all of you, for being here today. What I think I want to do today is just hit the Among My People update on the Arizona audit. So that will be what we do, and then we'll probably knock out a couple of threads, and then we'll call it a quick day. All right. Updated audit update for Reading Epic Threads, May 21st and 22nd, 2021. Here we go. Patrick, I hope you're feeling better. Hello, Patriots. All I know, there was a break in the Maine Friday flood. And since flooding, how to navigate a sea of news. I saw things that matter posted everywhere. What to not include? So here's what I have. 1, the Rachel Maddow squawk meltdown. Quote, what just happened in Arizona is starting to happen in other states and cities and counties across the country that have the misfortunes of the true believer conspiracy theorist Republicans being in control. This Arizona mess is the most high profile, and so far it is a catastrophe. But they are going to try to take it nationwide, in which case maybe we do need some federal help here to try to protect voting systems nationwide, to try to protect, okay, yes or no? Okay, anyway. Hey, let's calm down. Okay. Just stop moving stuff around. Let me do the stream, okay? All right. In which case maybe we do need some federal help here to try to protect voting systems nationwide, and try to protect cast ballots nationwide from the way these Republican-controlled entities are now starting to mess with them. She went on to stream her false narrative. Quote, a note, Evelyn, please stop messing with the oranges, okay? Thank you. A note on the disastrous so-called audit of the presidential election in Arizona. Republicans are fighting Republicans there over the Trump fantasy that somehow the election can be undone. Things there are already at a boiling point, which of course means it's a great time for this to happen tomorrow. Republican Congressman and Congresswomen Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene are coming to Arizona to hold a Maricopa County rally to support the audit. They recently sent a letter to the Justice Department parroting Trump claims that there was a smoking gun already found, that election officials already deleted the database. She continued to spread lies, saying, even the auditors, the cyber ninja people, admitted that that didn't happen. Oops. But then, turning up to rallying in support of the audit, That ought to really bring the temperature down and make everything much more sane. Maddow, we are not trying to bring the temperature down. Her face sad, her voice quivering, near cracking into a sob. The graphic on her screen read, "Where they go one, they go all." And a circus tent above the Arizona flag represents the Arizona audit. Think symbolism. They placed the circus tent over the Arizona audit, means their election circus is founded on the election fraud in Arizona. Arizona was announced to Biden by Fox News before 2% of the vote was counted. They know that if their Arizona fraud is revealed, it will collapse their feeble tent structure they erected on it. The circus tent is their full-blown sham of the Biden win. Someone wrote, "It appears Rachel Maddow is coming to grips with the reality that the audits are about to go nationwide." 2. Code Monkey Z is obsessed with the Maricopa recorder, Stephen Richer. Code Monkey wrote, quote, "I hope the auditors are looking closely at Stephen Richer's election, Republican Maricopa, Arizona recorder. He won by about a 4,500 vote margin against Adrian Fontes, a Democrat." Code Monkey added, quote, "Maricopa County Recorder is a relatively unknown elected position with great power in Arizona. When you win an elected office seat by approximately 0.3% of the vote, it is not common to go on CNN to complain about the auditors looking at your election." General election for Maricopa County Recorder. Stephen Richer, 50.1% of the vote. Adrian Fontes, 49.8% of the vote. Ron concluded with a lesson to patriots. Optics 101. 1. Barely win an unknown elected office seat by 0.3%. 2. Go on CNN to complain about auditors looking at your election. Code Monkey then posted, "Wow. Stephen Richer just went on MSNBC and said, 'I was very happy that the Senate walked back its claims that we had unlawfully deleted files.' False. We all watched the hearing, and that's not even close to what the Senate said. Nobody walked back the claims. They said they were able to recover the deleted files." Wow. They are truly in full panic meltdown mode. Glory. Ron then attaches clip of Cypher CEO Ben Cotton at the Senate special meeting on May 18th, saying that when he, Cotton, performed the MFT discovery on the server, quote, "I discovered an MFT that clearly indicated that the database directory was deleted from that server. So all of this, however, may be a moot point because subsequently I was able to recover all of those files and I have access to that data," end quote. MFT stands for Managed File Transfer, refers to a software or service that manages the secure transfer of data from one computer to another through a network. St. Richie, that's among my people, and Patrick both saying, "Hey, St. Richie, we'd love you to weigh in." Senator Warren Peterson asked him, "So do you still have to get this database from the county, or does the recovery you did have that information?" And Ben Cotton, the Cypher auditor, said, "I have the information I need from the recovery efforts of the data." The media frenzy was huge and still going. They roared, "Nothing was deleted. If it is recovered, it wasn't deleted to begin with, incompetent ninjas." So Ben Cotton had to come out with the statements to confirm that database directory on the EMS primary server was indeed deleted, and he was able to recover the deleted databases through forensic data recovery processes. Code is asking in yet another post, quote, if voter files or election databases in Maricopa County go missing or are tampered with, who is responsible? And he attached to it a picture of Stephen Richer. On Saturday, May 22nd, Ron, Code Monkey, posted a survey subtitled, as the auditors get closer to uncovering the truth about deleted databases, who do you think did it? And he, Ron, lists these options: Stephen Chucky Richer, Paul Soros Sheriff Penzone, Ray Shifty Valenzuela, Jack Sold Out Sellers, the vendor Dominion, all of the above in cahoots, and other. 3. Ivan Raiklin, a darling patriot. I don't know if I'd call him a darling patriot. I think that I find a manlier thing to call him, but yeah, among my people, darling works just fine. Posted on May 20th, the poster from Disclosed TV of 35 Republican members of the House of Representatives who voted in favor of a commission on January 6th. He posted it with the message, please consider running against them if you live in their district. Please DM me, Ivan E. Raiklin, so we can start the process. The 35 are. So I'm going to skip this list just to make sure if frickin', I don't think my guy, Dan Crenshaw is on there, but let's just check. No. All right. I'll forward this. I'll forward this to Jill. All right. To think that they actually executed a global plan to install Democrats inside the Republican Party, infiltration instead of invasion, and into key positions of power in rhinos clothing for camouflage. Huge conspiracy. What do you think? 4. 2 Donald Trump interviews. 1, Chanel Rion of OAN sat down for a Trump talk. Most interesting points out of the interview. Chanel asked POTUS about running in 24, and he said, I'm saying before 2022, something has to be done. He also announced that he will be hosting rallies in Florida, Ohio, Georgia, and North Carolina. Will be announced very, very shortly. Guys, which one of these do you think I should go to? When the dates are announced, I'm going to be like getting my car all tuned up and shit. Anyway, to support the efforts to go to the Patriots Roundup this weekend or any of these rallies in the future, paypal.me/Bitcoin Armada. And thanks so much to those of you who have contributed. Pepe Lives Matter commented, spoiler alert, something will be done before 2022 and Anons will be vindicated. And I say spoil my days and nights as much as possible with these kinds of comments. 2, President Trump also gave a great telephone interview to Joe Pags, which was posted on Thursday night. President Trump spoke with Pags about the election, the January 6th Commission, 2022, 2024, and the radical policies of the Biden administration. President Trump said, so let's say that numerous of these states come, starting with Arizona, but there will be others. It's going to be a very interesting time in our country. In this interview, Trump was asked about endorsements he gave Republican candidates. He said that everyone he endorses wins. He also admitted that he has made a few mistakes in endorsing people who turned out to be, quote, not worthy of his endorsement. He mentioned the governor of Georgia as one terrible mistake. Quote, all I wanted is integrity in the election. He, Brian Kemp, didn't do anything regarding the election. Trump also mentioned the governor of Arizona and said, I call him the #1 worst Republican governor. Lynn Wood was not mentioned. Good place to wedge in the golden rule Q entrusted with us. Think for yourself. Discernment is a personal mix of constant research, constant evaluation, and adoption of new information, and keeping a flexible mind. On Saturday, Maximus updated regarding 45. 1, President Trump announced the first 3 rallies in Florida, Ohio, and North Carolina for June and July. 2, Rallies will likely be in hangars, but venues not set. 3. And 45 will be traveling aboard Trump Force One. 4. General Flynn placed a triple call to action, providing 3 action items. Get involved in 1. Local action that has direct national impact. 2. Attend and monitor local school board meetings. 3. Learn about and engage in local elections. 5. On Friday morning, the War Room played for its viewers the total meltdown from the Scarboroughs. Steve Bannon said this meltdown of the media is our indicator that we are winning. If you want to know what victory sounds like, that's what victory sounds like, referring to Scarborough. Guys, the Scarborough meltdown is so excellent. All right. Now, hear the Scarborough word salad. And among my people says, Patrick, read, will be biblical. I watched this morning, so I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it to you guys. This is what Joe says. America, love it or leave it. If you don't have respect in American democracy anymore, if you don't respect Madisonian checks and balances, if your guy doesn't win, if that's the new rules of engagement for this great republic, then just leave our country because you are unworthy of it. And there are millions of immigrants who will come here and raise their right hand and buy into the creed and believe that we are exceptional and believe that American democracy is the greatest government on the face of the earth, and they will do it proudly. They will salute the flag proudly. And most importantly, they will fight for what that flag represents while you shame yourself, while you disgrace yourself, while you disgrace our country in the eyes of the world. Yes, this is all on you. Get the facts, live in the light, follow the truth, and love this country, and stop this, or leave, or leave. If you're going to believe a reality TV show host lies about the American Republic as a desecration of American exceptionalism, then just get the hell out. We don't want you here. That's all I got to say. Mika, who sighed in despair during his rant and said at the end of his explosion, you couldn't have said it better. I really appreciate it. Steve Bannon then had Boris Epshteyn comment on it. Boris said that Joe sounded unhinged, but if you listen carefully to what he says, the underlying message in his tantrum is, unless you agree with us, you don't belong in this country. Mark Fincham, Arizona congressman, who also was a guest on the show, he posted on his Telegram on the War Room with Steve Bannon. He posted on his Telegram this comment regarding the Scarborough meltdown. Mr. White Privilege, grifter himself, lost it this morning over patriots who want to scrutinize an election that already has proof of irregularities. The uniparty narrative wants to make this about President Trump. It's not. It's about proving or disproving that there was fraud. Why doesn't the uniparty want to celebrate this as an opportunity to prove Biden won? Colby Hall published Friday in Mediaite, lefty voice. The Morning Joe host went to a level of passion that one rarely sees on cable news, and even evoked a cliche used against anti-war protesters during the Vietnam War, screaming, love it or leave it, although it's very unlikely that any pro-Trump election fraud conspiracy theorists were tuned into MSNBC at that moment. Among my people, that's my leftist voice. So I like that. By the way, I'm digging the stage directions among my people. Stage directions in anything you send to me, very appreciated to anybody who does that. Just fun fact. And all I have to say about the Scarborough's word salad explosion on Friday morning is, wow, glorious. Nice addition to the Media Meltdown album. 5. Also on Friday, the Georgia conservatives posted a CD Media article of great importance. Quote, Georgia judge allows further scan of mail-in ballot inspection in Fulton County. Ground zero of election fraud. The article reads, in today's Georgia audit hearing, Henry County, Georgia judge, the Honorable Brian J. Amero, ruled that plaintiffs, voterga.org, Garland Favorito et al., will be allowed access to the physical mail-in ballots in Fulton County, which could show massive election fraud in Georgia during the 2020 presidential election cycle, and the follow-on runoff that decided control of the U.S. Senate for the Democrat Party, leading to full control of the American government. Parties are to appear at the ballot storage location at 10 a.m. May 28th. Ballots will be scanned at 600 dots per inch or higher. Protocol to be determined. Only county employees will be allowed to handle the ballots. There will be 3 audit observers present, and the process will be filmed. In the hearing, lawyers for voterga.org described large discrepancies, 21%, between the number of ballot batches reported by the GA Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, who certified the election, and the number of ballot batches actually provided by court-ordered access in the previous April hearing in the case. Voterga.org has been examining the ballot images at a low resolution since the hearing in April and declared they needed the actual physical ballots to understand the number of counterfeit ballots certified. Fulton County attorneys pushed for a sampling of the ballots instead of access to all of the ballots. They particularly objected to access to physical ballots. Fulton County attorneys also objected to expert witnesses testifying that the number of ballot batches certified by Secretary of State Raffensperger in the previous risk-limiting audit were significantly different from the actual number of ballot image batches that were provided by state and county officials in court-ordered discovery in April. The expert witness declared, quote, "A high number of ballots appear to have been counted twice. There was an error rate in the batch data of 21%. The CD Media article reported also, quote, "The risk-limiting audits conducted previously in the state by Secretary of State Raffensperger were shown in today's hearing to be severely compromised." And it ended with the claim that, quote, "The results of ballot analysis in this case could show that the U.S. Senate and the presidency of the United States were fraudulently certified." John Fredericks, America First radio talk show host, told Steve Bannon from the War Room that the case in Georgia has 4 witness affidavits with a combined 35 years of election experience that attest to up to 30,000 counterfeit ballots. He also said, quote, "They already have inspected a sample batch and found a 21% error rate, with an expert witness saying, quote, "A high number of ballots appear to have been counted twice. And it is calculated to total bad ballots, which could potentially be 145,000 times 0.21, which is 30,450. Fredericks continued, "These are going to be scrutinized. They can't stop this. If we determine that 20,000 to 25,000 of these ballots are counterfeit, like someone made them up and stuffed them through the machines in the middle of the night, all hell is going to break loose." And he ended by saying that it could not only mean Trump won Georgia, it could also mean that David Perdue won the Senate. Georgia conservatives suggested helping by donating to DePerno and Voterga, which are grassroots funded and are pushing for election integrity in Georgia. Ivan Raiklin posted, along with this same article, an optimistic forecast regarding the audits. He said, quote, "Arizona District 11, New Hampshire District 4, Wisconsin District 10, and now Georgia District 16. Well, according to patriotic math, that's 41 electoral votes, which put the presidency, 37 electoral vote margin, and 3 U.S. Senate, McSally, Loeffler, Perdue seats back in play. In the meantime, the Arizona Board of Supervisors are trying to flex their muscle, threatening the auditors and the Arizona Senate with legal actions. Ivan Raiklin posted the threatening statement that Jack Sellers issued, the Maricopa Supervisor Chair. Ivan is saying, read the last paragraph. The first domino is about to fall in short order, triggering a sequence of audits that will result in Biden. I like that. Patrick, please read 2 last paragraphs. All right, let's freaking do it, guys. All right, here we go. Last two paragraphs. The most serious claim is that elections officials deleted a database folder before providing it to the cyber ninjas. This is not true. We demanded a retraction, but Senate President Fan's letter and tweet from the official Senate audit Twitter account continues to spread the false allegation even after her own contractor admitted he found the files on the copy he made of the server. The claim that our employees deleted election files and destroyed evidence is outrageous and baseless. I again demand an immediate retraction of any public statements made to the news media and or posted to Twitter. Since this seems unlikely to happen, I will repeat what I said at the press conference on Monday. Finish your report and be prepared to defend it and your actions related to this audit in court. And he put audit in quotes. Is there legal juice in this threat if fraud is proven? Is there any weight to Katie Hobbs' warnings about the machines if fraud is proven? Does the circus they made the election into collapse once Arizona's fraud is proven? Washington Post published an article titled, quote, "The Arizona Secretary of State says Maricopa County should replace voting equipment because a GOP-backed recount compromised its security." The first paragraph sums it up. Quote, Arizona Secretary of State Katie Hobbs, Democrat, the state's chief elections officer, advised Maricopa County Thursday that it should replace all voting machines that were turned over to a private contractor for an audit of the 2020 presidential election, citing grave concerns regarding the security and integrity of the machines that made them unusable for future elections. Megan Gilbertson, a spokeswoman for the Maricopa County Elections Department, said in a statement that the department was working with our attorneys on next steps, costs, and what will be needed to ensure only certified equipment is used in Maricopa County. She said, "We will not use any of the returned tabulation equipment unless the county, state, and vendor are confident that there is no malicious hardware or software installed in the devices." If I remember right, these are the machines that flipped votes in their favor against the odds. Hobbs wrote that she did not make the costly recommendation lightly, but she had consulted with experts, including the Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, who agreed it was the right move. Is she preparing the ground for plausible deniability? And a question I asked above, will all of this be trampled if the audit proves beyond a doubt that fraud took place? And Josh Bennett, Republican candidate for Arizona Congress, tweeted regarding Katie Hobbs' letter. Quote, Texas told Dominion to kick rocks, but the Maricopa Board of Supervisors purchased the fraud-laden machines. I finally agree with Katie Hobbs to get rid of the corrupt Dominion machines. Hashtag paper ballots, hashtag voter ID. Texas told Dominion to kick rocks because they already had their own fraudulent voting machines installed. But extremely important to mention what Warren Peterson, Arizona Senate Judiciary Chairman, said in a tweet regarding this, quote, it's $8,000 to certify the machines, not millions. The Senate wanted to do an audit on site at Maricopa County. The county said no. Furthermore, the county has been offered access at the audit site. Audits make the machines more legitimate, not less legitimate. 6. A note on removing the voting machines from Senator Kelly Townsend posted on Arizona Conservatives, quote, so here is the deal, folks. To remove the machines would be to basically remove all of Title 16. The movement to have the machines removed started about 3 to 4 weeks ago. To completely remove Title 16 and replace it with something different is going to require more than 3 weeks and actually would take the better part of a year to put in place a different system. For that reason, we won't get 16 votes to pass a bill like that. As much as I would support the removal of the machines, our one vote majority just cannot get that done this year. I'll be hard pressed to be able to even pass this bill. And you all saw what I had to do just to get these critical reforms. 7. Cates. I'm assuming we're talking about Brian Cates. Brian Cates published this morning, quote, write this down. There'll be a quiz later. When Durham issues indictments and after he's finished and ends his investigation and releases a stunning report that includes documentary evidence that almost the entire Obama administration knew in July of 2016 that the Hillary Clinton campaign was launching a fake Trump-Russia scandal to distract from her own email scandal, and the FBI under Comey played along with the fraud to spy on the Trump campaign, people are going to call me the luckiest son of a bitch on the face of the earth. But they'll be wrong. It will not have been luck. It will have been hard work. And you can quote me on that. End quote. 8. Hacking Democracy. The documentary that was broadcast in 2006 and exposed the dangers of voting machines to the American population. Salon said about it, quote, if you're worried about the dangers of electronic voting, this documentary will blow your mind. Hacking Democracy uncovers incendiary evidence from the trash cans of Texas to the ballot boxes of Ohio, exposing secrecy, votes in the trash, hackable software, and election officials rigging the presidential recount. Hacking Democracy takes a clear-eyed, nonpartisan look at the secrecy, cronyism, and privatization of elections in America as it captures a citizens' movement intent on taking back elections and democracy itself, ultimately proving our votes can be stolen without a trace. Hacking Democracy culminates in the famous Hursty hack. Hursty hack was a successful attempt to alter votes recorded on a Diebold optical scan voting machine. This hack is named after Harry Hursty. There is no such thing as draining the swamp until America removes these hackable voting machines from our elections. It was recommended to patriots to watch the full movie. 9. The Insider published on Friday, quote, a judge ruled that MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell could keep his address secret after Lindell's lawyers said someone repeatedly threatened to decapitate him. They are going insane. We have to pray for the protection of patriots on the front line. 10. To end off, let's take some quality hopium from our overstock supplier, Patrick Byrne, who said on his platform, Locals, on Saturday morning, quote, to mix metaphors, I think from here it is going to be 4 yards and a cloud of dust, an occasional pickup of 10 or 15 yards, a Hail Mary or 2 when appropriate. That's what you have in front of you over the next 5 weeks, I believe. There's a lot more, but piping hot curated threads are waiting for Gunnels' voice. So that's it for today, Patriots. Enjoy the stream, and thank you, Gunnels. Your talent is greatly appreciated. And thank you among my people. Your talent is appreciated as well. Now, one thing I'm noticing is that I think I've pretty much done everything that my voice is going to allow. So for right now, to support this stream and going to events and stuff, paypal.me/Bitcoin Armada. But don't forget, angelpaste.com, promo code Shapiro. Now this, I'm gonna smell this. All right, one of them's tangerine. Oh, I just put it under my nose. Okay, that smells kind of orangey. Honestly, it's pretty freaking orangey. Okay, all right, orangey as hell. I think tangerine and orange. And those are the logistics managers of angelpaste.com. Okay, they smell exactly the freaking same.
They're different.
All right, Barbara claims they're different. Whatever. Anyway, but we now have orange and tangerine scent. So that's pretty badass. They both smell like orange to me, but she insists they're different. All right. So guys, obviously I am like, okay, first, let's just go ahead and say goodbye to the Reading Epic Threads people. I love you all. I'm about to end the stream anyway, but bye, Reading Epic Threads people. And I'm going to delete it on YouTube because you know there's tons of wrong thinking that among my people thing. Bam. All right, there were about 20 people watching from Reading Epic Threads. So for the rest of you, just thank you so much for being here. We got to, I'm going to have to go ahead and just go back to not talking because I think just doing that one thing kind of took my voice back a little bit, but I'm going to be great tomorrow because I'm going to see the doctor. I'm going to get some antibiotics. It's going to be great. So anyway, hello to everybody who's been here. PayPal.me/Bitcoin Armada, angelpaste.com, promo code Shapiro. I love you all. Let us pray. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray, and do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. I love you all. Thank you for being here, and I will see you, God willing, tomorrow. I will be the greatest president that God ever created.